Now we're going to move on to your Q&A segment. What is a negative attribute about yourself that would prevent you from fulfilling the duties of the executive vice president?
Although I have negative attributes, like I mentioned in my speech, like I have my weaknesses, I don't, such as like sometimes I take criticism personally, I don't think that's going to stop me from becoming the EVP that I want to be, because in the end I have to work with my weaknesses and I know my strengths, so then that will help me be the EVP that I want to be.
All right, your second question is, it is your duty as an EVP to oversee the executive branch and extended executive board. This requires a high level of respect and the ability to take disciplinary action when necessary. The members of these branches do not take you seriously and are not following their deadlines. What would you do and how can you establish your credibility as an EVP?
Can you repeat that?
Yes. It is your duty as an EVP to oversee the executive branch and extended executive board. This requires a high level of respect and the ability to take disciplinary action when necessary. The members of these branches do not take you seriously and are not following their deadlines. What would you do and how can you establish your credibility as an EVP?
So I think if the executive branch isn't taking me seriously, that's on my part, because like you mentioned in the question, like if they're not respecting me, then that must mean that I'm not respecting them, because I think respect is a two-way thing. Like you have to respect each other, and so I would have to like reflect like, oh, what did I do wrong? And if they're not meeting their deadlines, then I will ask like if there's something going on and if there's something that I can do to help them reach the deadline. And for extended executive board, I think also like that's also a two-way thing. Like if I don't respect them, then they can't respect me. If they're not meeting their deadlines, then I will also do the same and reach out to them to see if there's something that I can do.
As EVP, you are required to work in close proximity with the president. What would you do in the case that you and the president are unable to agree on a vital decision regarding the executive board? Yes. As EVP, you are required to work in close proximity with the president. What would you do in the case that you and the president are unable to agree on a vital decision regarding the executive board?
If it is in regards to executive board, if me and the president-elect cannot, like our ideas clash, then I would reach out to the other two VP-elects, because I feel like as a returning member, like their opinions are just as important, and if the two of us can't come to a conclusion, then I think it's good that there's like a third voice there to say like, oh, I think this, or like, oh, maybe we should do this, kind of like help us get, like solidify like what we want to do. And then ultimately, if that doesn't work, then I think we should reach out to executive board, because they're there for a reason. Like we're all a team, we're all family.
How would you measure a successful FTS?
I think a successful FTS is it's not necessarily how many people we can bring out, but for the participants of FTS to leave as though they were able to inspire others, and they were also inspired as well. And then for the general members that come, they were able to be inspired by the FGS that we put
As part of your bylaws, in the event that the president is absent or resign, you will have to assume the role of the president at any given time. With that being said, what would be your vision for APSA?
I think my vision for APSA should it be too different from the president's. So then I want to continue what the president had, and then because ultimately, like, they were president for a reason, so then I want to continue that, and then, like, if I want to add something, then I'll, like, add something to the position.
In the instance that another organization has another big event on the same date as FTS, how would you ensure a large attendance?
In an event that happens, I think that we can utilize our social media accounts to, we always like promote FTS and whatnot, but I feel like we can really use that to promote more. And then, since we have high school conference before FTS, we could probably advertise to the high schoolers that came out, and then, like, reach back to them again so that they can come out to our event.
All right, and those are all the questions that we have. So